Chiropractic Report of Findings. This is what I call, I'm here to help. If you know anything about there's something called the awareness scale. I'm not going to get into it, but the awareness scale is what allows people or drives people to buy and purchase or something or product, right? And it works perfectly with chiropractic because at the top end of the spectrum, whenever somebody is ready to make a decision, there's help and hope in their mind, right? And a big part, there's a big process of getting them there. That's a day one thing, and we're not going to get into that today, but I can tell you something that's very, very powerful on that day two is your energy, your tone, and honestly, your heart. So if you're honestly there to help them and you're really trying, it's going to come off sincere, and they're going to feel it in your voice, they're going to feel it in your energy, they're going to see it in your body language and your tone, they're going to know all that, right? So what I do, I mean, I'm here to help all my patients. I want to see everybody get better. I've tried to put myself mentally into that position of that patient. So what I do is, before report of findings, you should always be reviewing all your files, first of all, right? But I look through everything. Not only the consult that I've written down or one of my doctors have written down, but I look at the intake form. I look at everything that they've said. I look at, the Oswestry or whatever information you may have. I look at all that and I try to picture myself, like, man, what if I could only sleep 4 hours of the night? What if I could only sleep 4 hours and then I'm waking up with pain? Like I could only imagine. What if I couldn't sit longer than 30 minutes and I'm a truck driver? What if I got a 12-hour trip and my back pain is a 7 or 8 out of 10 after just 30 minutes? Could you imagine being in that position that you're trying to provide for your family? You're trying to do all this stuff and you're physically breaking down and taking a beating on your body. Look at every little detail and really put yourself in that situation. If they can't play with their kids. I had a patient tell me that, one of the biggest joys in her life was fishing. She's like, I love to fish. It brings me so much peace at the end of the day. I love to do it every day. But the thing is, I can't sit. I want to just sit there and fish and enjoy my day. And then I'm thinking, man, like, what if that's the biggest joy of my life? If I just want to go, I love to fish, but not to that extreme. But what if I just want to get out and fish at the end of the day and just calm myself down, collect myself, and I can't do it because, pain's interrupting me. And we've all had pain to where it takes some of the joy out of the things that we want to do. You want to go to a family event, you might have a headache or whatever it may be, and it's interrupting you, or even allergies or whatever it may be. But there's something there that's interrupted you. There's some experience that you had, but imagine having that on a daily basis, or just really put yourself in that patient's shoes. And then when you step into that room for the report of findings, you're there. Your energy is there. You're there to help them, heal them, and get them well. And if you can do that consistently 100% of the time, the other thing that I would say to make it even more powerful is, put yourself in their shoes, but also think about think about your best patients, the ones that had the miracles, the miraculous things. I've had a patient, I've had multiple patients tell me, one of them, that he could never walk through the grocery store, right? He'd have to get in the little shopping cart, the motorized cart, and then he'd always have to have his wife with him. But he came to me one day and he told me, he's like, "Hey doc, I just got to tell you that the other day I went to the grocery store, and this is a big deal to me, because I told my wife, you know what, can you go ahead and stay in the car? I'm going to go ahead and go in, and I think I can do it on my own." And he did it. He said he went in there, he walked, he didn't have to be in the cart. He walked the store, he grocery shopped, and then he's like, "Doc, I haven't been able to do that for years." And then he's got tears in his eyes. And I know you all have that patient that kind of sticks in your mind. Link those things together. Imagine yourself being in the shoes of that patient, right? That's suffering, right? Imagine that. Nobody wants to go there. Nobody wants to be there. Imagine that. Imagine living on medication or whatever it may be. And then link it with your biggest testimonials, the people that you've helped. Put that in your mind before you walk into a report of findings. And more often than not, you're not going to need a script. If you're honestly there to help that patient, and then that energy, that enthusiasm, that power in your voice is going to be there. The patient's going to know you're there to help them and that you care. and more often than not, you're gonna get a patient to open up and sign up for care and get better.